The leadership at Newcastle Jets will come from the senior players. It'll come from players like Emile Heskey. It'll come from players like Michael Bridges. Even if he doesn't get a lot of game time, he's a good player around the dressing room. It'll come from players like Hugh Yalians. At least Gary Van Egmond will hope so. He's signed him for that purpose. Heskey was one of their main players last season. He really was a big signing for them. It was met with some derision, obviously, because of the fact that he doesn't score a lot of goals. But in the end, he actually proved to be a perfect signing for the team. He added a lot of experience to a very young squad. He also scored quite a lot of goals, and he was quite noticeable when he was missing. So for this season, he's injured for the first, I think, 6 weeks he'll be out for. So it'll be really interesting to see how they actually start the season without him. Newcastle's youth brigade is really one of the best things that Gary Van Egmond's done in the Hunter. He's actually promoted so many youth players to the point where most of the squad is actually under 25. A lot of those players now play for the young Socceroos and are kicking onto the Socceroos first team as well. It's quite positive, but the problem always is can you win anything with kids? Last season showed that you definitely can't. This season they'll have one more off season to really prepare and gel together, and if they fire, it could be really interesting to see. Josh Brilliante has a great beard and he's also a good footballer. He's a very industrious midfielder who can also fill in at right back. He'll be a good star for the future. I think this is where Gary Van Egmond really needs to show some leadership and really have faith in these players to actually perform, and where they make mistakes, and they will make mistakes during the season, really keep with them. And last season he did well with that with Connor Chapman. This really is the make or break year for Gary Van Egmond. He started out as a great coach. He was one of the first, Australian born and bred coaches who came through the old National Soccer League. He played some really nice football. They made the finals. They won the grand final one year. But since then, the competition has sort of caught up to him. He no longer has that sort of star quality to him. But I think this year he's really got to perform because this is his squad. He's the one that's really decided to go for the youth players. And that's very admirable, and it's a nice sentiment. But I think we really need to see some results soon. Predicting where the Newcastle Jets will come this season is actually a minefield. They're very unpredictable. They've got a lot of potential in their young players, and they have got some terrific players, obviously, in Heskey and also in Michael Bridges as well. I think they'll do well. They'll improve on last season, but I still don't think they'll make the grand final.